Can you identify and name the various items used in making life comfortable in our villages and towns? List the items and name the material used in their making. Everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable, can be termed as resource. Fig. 1.1 Interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institutions. The process of transformation of things available in our environment involves an interactive relationship between nature, technology and institutions. Human beings interact with nature through technology and create institutions to accelerate their economic development. Do you think that resources are free gifts of nature as is assumed by many? They are not. Resources are a function of human activities. Human beings themselves are essential components of resources. They transform material available in our environment into resources and use them. These resources can be classified in the following ways: A. On the basis of origin, biotic and abiotic; B. On the basis of exhaustibility, renewable and non-renewable; C. On the basis of ownership, individual, community, national and international; D. On the basis of status of development potential, developed stock and reserves. Fig. 1.2 Classification of resources, reprint 2026-27. Development of resources. Resources are vital for human survival as well as for maintaining the quality of life. It was believed that resources are free gifts of nature. As a result, human beings used them indiscriminately, and this has led to the following major problems. Depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of a few individuals. Accumulation of resources in few hands, which, in turn, divided the society into two segments, i.e. haves and have-nots, or rich and poor. Indiscriminate exploitation of resources has led to global ecological crises such as global warming, ozone layer depletion, environmental pollution and land degradation. 1. Imagine, if the oil supply gets exhausted one day, how would this affect our lifestyle? 2. Plan a survey in your colony, village to investigate people's attitude towards recycling of the domestic, agricultural wastes. Ask questions about what do they think about resources they use? B. What is their opinion about the wastes and its utilization? C. Collage your results. An equitable distribution of resources has become essential for a sustained quality of life and global peace. If the present trend of resource depletion by a few individuals and countries continues, the future of our planet is in danger. Therefore, resource planning is essential for sustainable existence of all forms of life. Sustainable existence is a component of sustainable development. To Contemporary India, to reprint 2026-27. Sustainable development. Sustainable economic development means development should take place without damaging the environment, and development in the present should not compromise with the needs of the future generations. Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit, 1992. In June 1992, more than 100 heads of states met in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, for the first International Earth Summit. The summit was convened for addressing urgent problems of environmental protection and socio-economic development at the global level. The assembled leaders signed the Declaration on Global Climatic Change and Biological Diversity. The Rio Convention endorsed the Global Forest Principles and adopted Agenda 21 for achieving sustainable development in the 21st century. Agenda 21. It is the declaration signed by world leaders in 1992 at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, UNCED, which took place at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It aims at achieving global sustainable development. It is an agenda to combat environmental damage, poverty, disease through global cooperation on common interests, mutual needs and shared responsibilities. One major objective of the Agenda 21 is that every local government should draw its own local Agenda 21. Resource planning. Planning is the widely accepted strategy for judicious use of resources. It has importance in a country like India, which has enormous diversity in the availability of resources. There are regions which are rich in certain types of resources but are deficient in some other resources. There are some regions which can be considered self-sufficient in terms of the availability of resources, and there are some regions which have acute shortage of some vital resources. For example, the states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh are rich in minerals and coal deposits. Arunachal Pradesh has abundance of water resources but lacks in infrastructural development. The state of Rajasthan is very well endowed with solar and wind energy but lacks in water resources. The cold desert of Ladakh is relatively isolated from the rest of the country. It has very rich cultural heritage but it is deficient in water, infrastructure and some vital minerals. This calls for balanced resource planning at the national, state, regional and local levels. Prepare a list of resources found in your state and also identify the resources that are important but deficit in your state. Resource planning in India. Resource planning is a complex process which involves identification and inventory of resources across the regions of the country. This involves surveying, mapping and qualitative and quantitative estimation and measurement of the resources, evolving a planning structure endowed with appropriate technology, skill and institutional setup for implementing resource development plans, matching the resource development plans with overall national development plans. India has made concerted efforts for achieving the goals of resource planning right from the first 5-year plan launched after independence. The availability of resources is a necessary condition for the development of any region, but mere availability of resources in the absence of corresponding changes in what resources are being developed in your surroundings by the community, village panchayats, ward-level communities with the help of community participation. Technology in institutions may hinder development. There are many regions in our country that are rich in resources but these are included in economically backward regions. On the contrary, there are some regions which have a poor resource base but they are economically developed. Can you name some resource-rich but economically backward regions and some resource-poor but economically developed regions? Give reasons for such a situation. The history of colonization reveals that rich resources in colonies were the main attractions for the foreign invaders. It was primarily the higher level of technological development of the colonizing countries that helped them to exploit resources of other regions and establish their supremacy over the colonies. Therefore, resources can contribute to development only when they are accompanied by appropriate technological development and institutional changes. India has experienced all this in different phases of colonization. Therefore, in India, development, in general, and resource development in particular does not only involve the availability of resources, but also the technology, quality of human resources and the historical experiences of the people. Conservation of resources. Resources are vital for any developmental activity. But irrational consumption and overutilization of resources may lead to socio-economic and environmental problems. To overcome these problems, resource conservation at various levels is important. This had been the main concern of the leaders and thinkers in the past. For example, Gandhiji was very apt in voicing his concern about resource conservation in these words: "There is enough resources and development." Reprint 2026-27-3. For everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. He placed the greedy and selfish individuals and exploitative nature of modern technology is the root cause for resource depletion at the global level. He was against mass production and wanted to replace it with the production by the masses. At the international level, the Club of Rome advocated resource conservation for the first time in a more systematic way in 1968. Subsequently, in 1974, Gandhian philosophy was once again presented by Schumacher in his book Small is Beautiful. The seminal contribution with respect to resource conservation at the global level was made by the Brundtland Commission Report, 1987. This report introduced the concept of sustainable development and advocated it as a means for resource conservation, which was subsequently published in a book entitled Our Common Future. Another significant contribution was made at the Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 1992. Land resources. We live on land, we perform our economic activities on land, and we use it in different ways. Thus, land is a natural resource of utmost importance. It supports natural vegetation, wildlife, human life, economic activities, transport and communication systems. However, land is an asset of a finite magnitude, therefore, it is important to use the Fig. 1.3, India, land under important relief features for contemporary India, to available land for various purposes with careful planning. India has land under a variety of relief features, namely, mountains, plateaus, plains and islands. About 43% of the land area is plain, which provides facilities for agriculture and industry. Mountains account for 30% of the total surface area of the country and ensure perennial flow of some rivers, provide facilities for tourism and ecological aspects. About 27% of the area of the country is the plateau region. It possesses rich reserves of minerals, fossil fuels and forests. Land utilization. Land resources are used for the following purposes. 1. Forests. 2. Land not available for cultivation, a. Barren and waste land, b. Land put to non-agricultural uses, e.g. buildings, roads, factories, etc. 3. Other uncultivated land, excluding fallow land, a. Permanent pastures and grazing land, b. Land under miscellaneous tree crops groves, not included in net sown area, c. Culturable waste land, left uncultivated for more than 5 agricultural years. 4. Fallow lands, a. Current fallow, left without cultivation for 1 or less than 1 agricultural year, b. Other than current fallow, left uncultivated for the past 1 to 5 agricultural years. 5. Net sown area. The physical extent of land on which crops are sown harvested is known as net sown area. Area sown more than once in an agricultural year plus net sown area is known as gross cropped area. Land use pattern. In India, the use of land is determined both by physical factors such as topography, climate, soil types as well as human factors such as population density, technological capability and culture and traditions etc. Reprint 2026-27. 2019-20 reporting area 100%, 45.64%, 4.49%, 23.41%, 5.40%, 9.06%, 3.67%, 1.02%. Source: Directorate of Economics and Statistics, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, 2023. Fig. 1.4. Total geographical area of India is 3.28 million square kilometers. Land use data, however, is available only for 93% of the total geographical area because the land use reporting for most of the northeast states except Assam has not been done fully. Moreover, some areas of Jammu and Kashmir occupied by Pakistan and China have also not been surveyed. Try to do a comparison between the two pie charts. Fig. 1.4, given for land use and find out why the net sown area and the land under forests have changed from 1960-61 to 2019-20 very marginally. 3.90% of such land is very high. Hence, these lands are cultivated once or twice in about 2 to 3 years, and if these are included in the net sown area then the percentage of NSA in India comes to about 54% of the total reporting area. The pattern of net sown area varies greatly from one state to another. It is over 80% of the total area in Punjab and Haryana and less than 10% in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Find out reasons for the low proportion of net sown area in these states. The land under permanent pasture has also decreased. How are we able to feed a huge cattle population on this pasture land, and what are the consequences of it? Most of the other than the current fallow lands are either of poor quality or the cost of cultivation. Forest area in the country is far lower than the desired 33% of geographical area, as it was outlined in the National Forest Policy, 1952. It was considered essential for maintenance of the ecological balance. The livelihood of millions of people who live on the resources and development. Reprint 2026-27, 5. 3.42%. Fringes of these forests depends upon it. A part of the land is termed as wasteland and land put to other non-agricultural uses. Wasteland includes rocky, arid and desert areas, and land put to other non-agricultural uses includes settlements, roads, railways, industry etc. Continuous use of land over a long period of time without taking appropriate measures to conserve and manage it, has resulted in land degradation. This, in turn, has serious repercussions on society and the environment. Land degradation and conservation measures. We have shared our land with the past generations and will have to do so with the future generations too. 95% of our basic needs for food, shelter and clothing are obtained from land. Human activities have not only brought about degradation of land but have also aggravated the pace of natural forces to cause damage to land. Some human activities such as deforestation, overgrazing, mining and quarrying too have contributed significantly in land degradation. Mining sites are abandoned after excavation work is complete, leaving deep scars and traces of overburdening. In states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Orissa, deforestation due to mining have caused severe land degradation. In states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, overgrazing is one of the main reasons for land degradation. In the states of Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, over-irrigation is responsible for land degradation due to water logging, leading to increase in salinity and alkalinity in the soil. The mineral processing like grinding of limestone for cement industry and calcite and soapstone for ceramic industry generate huge quantity of dust in the atmosphere. It retards the process of infiltration of water into the soil after it settles down on the land. In recent years, industrial effluents as waste have become a major source of land and water pollution in many parts of the country. 6. Contemporary India. 2. There are many ways to solve the problems of land degradation. Afforestation and proper management of grazing can help to some extent. Planting of shelter belts of plants, control on overgrazing, stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes are some of the methods to check land degradation in arid areas. Proper management of wastelands, control of mining activities, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents and wastes after treatment can reduce land and water degradation in industrial and suburban areas. Soil as a resource. Soil is the most important natural resource. It is the medium of plant growth and supports different types of living organisms on the earth. The soil is a living system. It takes millions of years to form soil up to a few cm in depth. Relief, parent rock or bedrock, climate, vegetation and other forms of life and time are important factors in the formation of soil. Various forces of nature such as change in temperature, actions of running water, wind and glaciers, activities of decomposers etc. contribute to the formation of soil. Chemical and organic changes which take place in the top soil, the upper soil layer, subsoil, weathered rocks, sand and silt, clay, substratum, weathered parent rock material, unweathered parent bed rock. Fig. 1.5, Soil Profile Reprint 2026-27. Soil are equally important. Soil also consists of organic, humus, and inorganic materials. Fig. 1.5. On the basis of the factors responsible for soil formation, color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties, the soils of India are classified in different types. Classification of soils. India has varied relief features, landforms, climatic realms and vegetation types. These have contributed in the development of various types of soils. Alluvial soils. This is the most widely spread and important soil. In fact, the entire northern plains are made of alluvial soil. These have been deposited by three important Himalayan river systems, the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. These soils also extend in Rajasthan and Gujarat through a narrow corridor. Alluvial soil is also found in the eastern coastal plains, particularly in the deltas of the Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna and the Kaveri rivers. Fig. 1.6. Alluvial soil. The alluvial soil consists of various proportions of sand, silt and clay. As we move inlands towards the river valleys, soil particles appear somewhat bigger in size. In the upper reaches of the river valley, i.e. near the place of the break-off slope, the soils are coarse. Such soils are more common in Piedmont plains such as Dwas, Chos and Terre. Apart from the size of their grains or components, soils are also described on the basis of their age. According to their age, alluvial soils can be classified as Old Alluvial, Bangar, and New Alluvial, Khadar. The Bangar soil has higher concentration of kankar nodules than the Khadar. It has more fine particles and is more fertile than the Bangar. Alluvial soils as a whole are very fertile. Mostly these soils contain adequate proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and lime, which are ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat and other cereal and pulse crops. Due to its high fertility, regions of alluvial soils are intensively cultivated and densely populated. Soils in the drier areas are more alkaline and can be productive after proper treatment and irrigation. Black soil. These soils are black in color and are also known as regur soils. Black soil is ideal for growing cotton and is also known as black cotton soil. It is believed that climatic condition along with the parent rock material are the important factors for the formation of black soil. This type of soil is typical of the Deccan Trap, basalt, region spread over northwest Deccan Plateau and is made up of lava flows. They cover the plateaus of Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Malwa, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and extend in the southeast direction along the Godavari and the Krishna valleys. Fig. 1.7. Black soil. The black soils are made up of extremely fine, i.e. clayey material. They are well known for their capacity to hold moisture. In addition, they are rich in soil nutrients, such as calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime. These resources and development reprint 2026-277 have contributed significantly to the stabilization of sand dunes and in stabilizing the desert in western India. Reprint 2026-27. Exercises 1. Multiple choice questions. Which one of the following is the main cause of land degradation in Punjab? A. Intensive cultivation. C. Over-irrigation. B. Deforestation. D. Overgrazing. E. In which one of the following states is terrace cultivation practiced? A. Punjab. C. Haryana. B. Plains of Uttar Pradesh. D. Uttarakhand. E. In which of the following states black soil is predominantly found? A. Uttar Pradesh. C. Rajasthan. B. Maharashtra. D. Jharkhand. 2. Answer the following questions in about 30 words. Name 3 states having black soil in the crop which is mainly grown in it. E. What type of soil is found in the river deltas of the eastern coast? Give 3 main features of this type of soil. E. What steps can be taken to control soil erosion in the hilly areas? 3. Answer the following questions in about 120 words. Explain land use pattern in India and why has the land under forest not increased much since 1960-61? E. How have technical and economic development led to more consumption of resources? Project Activity 1. Make a project showing consumption and conservation of resources in your locality. 2. Have a discussion in the class how to conserve various resources used in your school. 3. Imagine if oil supplies get exhausted, how will this affect our lifestyle? 4. Solve the puzzle by following your search horizontally and vertically to find the hidden answers. Natural endowments in the form of land, water, vegetation and minerals. E. A type of non-renewable resource. E. Soil with high water retaining capacity. IV. Intensively leached soils of the monsoon climate. Reprint 2026-27, Resources and Development 11.